Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
It's good to reconnect here now.
Mhm.
I know, Vidi, we were at the conference and it was like, oh, yay, the world's open back up. And then it was like, oh, no, we're closing again.
Yeah.
I am just making a mental note to self to not look forward to January's going forward. Nothing good's coming out of them for the last like 2 or 3 years. That's been crazy.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I didn't tell Tammy. I don't think I told you. One of my coworkers got COVID right after we got back from Homes Within Reach. And
Oh,
she's like, I think I got it there because I hadn't been anywhere before then.
oh,
And she was the
jeez.
only one that got it though.
That's
So
Oh,
I was
interesting.
thankful for that. But we were all like at dinner and close, and
mhm.
so
Yeah. It was kind of, I enjoyed being there, but it was also like you didn't know how it was going to end.
Mhm.
You know what? I'm going to be back in a minute.
Okay.
guys.
Hey, Michelle.
hi, Michelle.
Hello. Are you any warmer today, Karen?
A little bit, but I still have a sweatshirt on.
I just turned off my space heater and I have my electric blanket on my lap.
My husband's being cheap. I honestly think that that's more so what it is. He like, I don't know, because he's not cold, so he doesn't think anybody else gets cold, maybe. And his motto is, I'm not supposed to be here anyway, because I'm usually at work. So he's like, he's not touching the thermostat.
Hello.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey. Hello, Tammy.
Hello.
Karen, and Michelle.
So we'll just give it, I think we'll just give it 1 or 2 more minutes, just till everyone can join us.
Hi, everyone.
Yes. How do you say your name? Is it Serene?
Yes,
Hi,
Serene.
Serene.
Hi.
All right. Well, here comes some more. We have a
Yeah, you're
small.
better at the button. I get distracted and forget. I feel awful too. Then they're stuck in the little waiting thing.
Yeah. Oh, we have a small group today. Hopefully some more will join us. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, Chelsea.
Hey, Tammy, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. All right. Well, I guess we'll just get started. We shouldn't punish those that arrive on time, right? That's by making them wait. But anyway, hello, everyone. Happy New Year. It's so nice to see everyone's faces. For those, I think I know everybody on here, but for those that don't know, I'm Tammy Fitzpatrick. I co-chair of the Women in Housing and Finance of PA. And Karen is my partner in crime as the co-chair as well. We are newly elected or re-elected to the co-chair positions this year. So we wanted to start out our third Thursday of the year with kind of a quick annual meeting just to talk about kind of where we are, where we're going in 2022. And also introduce to you our new executive committee members and our new steering committee members. So I guess that is my welcome. Karen, do you have anything else to add before we get started?
Just thank you, everybody, for joining, and welcome. I second Tammy's thoughts. I'm excited for a new year, and especially, stepping into this new role with our founding members transitioning off. It's going to be interesting for Tammy and I, but also looking forward and hope that we can get as much input and as much thoughts and information or whatever that you guys want to bring to the group to help us grow in the future. We are looking forward to it. So just welcome.
Awesome. Thanks, Karen. So first, I've introduced Karen and myself. Our additional executive committee members is Jackie Sims. She is president and executive director at the Maple Corporation. Jackie, hi, welcome. I don't know if you want to take a few minutes to say hello, introduce yourself.
Hi, Jackie from Maple. Thank you, Tammy. Been a member for, I guess, since 2019. Wow, so I'm going into my third year. It's like 2.5 right now. For any new member who is attending, just know that I think this is the most wonderful group. Very engaged and most definitely supportive. I've never had so many people that I could reach out to who were willing to help me both learn and just answer questions. So welcome. And if you know anyone else who's interested, please make sure they join as well, because it's a great group for us. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
And Jenny Cooper is our finance treasurer, and she will be joining us a little later, hopefully. She is vice president and relationship manager in community development banking at PNC. So we're excited to have her join us as well. And then Karen, I'm going to kick it over to you to introduce our new steering committee members.
Yep, and I see Serene Tucker. And Serene is an attorney, I'm correct, from Ballard's Bar. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Serene Tucker. I've probably been a member of the group on and off probably since when did the group start? I feel like I started, like I joined as soon as
2013. Yeah.
Well, not that far. So maybe about that time, 14, maybe.
Yeah.
I was a new lawyer when I joined. But I moved away and I was in DC. So I stopped being active for a little while. I was in DC for 4 years, practicing, doing affordable housing work. I work with housing authorities and nonprofit developers to develop affordable housing, which is everything that we love. And then back in July, I moved back and I started with Ballard in September. So I've been at Ballard probably a little over 5 months now, and I'm happy to be back. I missed home. I missed you ladies. This group was the best part of when I had to go to like the Homes Within Reach conference, because I never knew anyone, but every time I went, I would meet someone new, and then people would remember me, and I didn't feel as much as an outsider, since most of our industry is a boys club. So I did enjoy being able to participate, and I look forward to being able to participate again.
Thank you. And I don't see Jessica, but Jessica Smith Perry is the director of multifamily development at PHFA. and she is also joining our steering committee, although I don't see her on the line. And also Jada Greenhouse is also joining our group. She's also with PHFA, and I also don't see her on the line either. And then someone else who you guys know very well, you probably know well from WIFA Wednesday, and I'm not going to butcher Elaine's last name, but Elaine is with Sanair and in the asset management group there at Sanair, and I don't actually see her on either. But she's been a volunteer for WIFA for a long time on the events committee, worked as a volunteer, very active on our WIFA Wednesday meetings, and then has graciously decided to join our executive steering committee. So we welcome all 4 of you ladies to our new group.
Yes, thanks, Karen. We're excited to have them on our committee. Look forward to their participation and the exciting ideas they have to bring. Awesome. So I think we're going to kick it off to the committee reports. Each committee chair is going to give a quick update on where they are, where their committees are in 2021, and then moving forward into 2022. So Karen, I'm going to kick it back to you for membership.
Yeah, so probably 6 months ago, after we went virtual, after we kind of went away from our normal in-person events, we didn't have the reach we had, and we did have some events which have been very successful, but thought maybe we needed to create a separate group to really look at what our membership looked like and how to keep our membership growing in the new climate that we were in. And I don't know why, the great idea to create this group, because I thought this would be a great thing. So of course, in WIFA, if you think about it, Laura used to always tell me this, you have to do it. So, so I decided to create a small membership committee. We've had a couple of meetings. We really do need to refocus for 2022. So anyone who's interested in and want to have an interest in kind of building out WIFA's membership, feel free to reach out to me. We do need to kind of regroup in 22 to kind of figure out what do we look like now that, we are still going to be virtual in the next, 6 months, and what does that look like, and how do we still maintain our membership and grow our organization in this virtual climate? And then how can we attract additional women and promote WIFA even further to kind of expand our membership? So our membership actually was pretty steady with our WIFA Wednesday, our third Thursdays, which this will end up being at the end. So we actually used to probably get, between renewals and new members, we were probably getting like 4 or 5 renewal members a month, up until probably Thanksgiving, where things started slowly dwindling because of the holidays. So now that we're in 22, I look forward to kind of reinventing that membership committee to see kind of what we can do to put more outreach out to the women in Pennsylvania to attract members to our group. So again, anybody who's looking forward and want to help, feel free to reach out. And then I'll kick it over to Penny in our events committee.
Okay, thanks. Hi. Well, just to recap, for 2021, we were virtual and we were focusing on our third Thursday presentations, which I think went well. We had a variety of speakers, some, business topics, substantive related, and some a little more laid back with general kind of topics that are beneficial to everybody. And, some even just, networking, low key. So I think that went well. And so we plan to continue it in 2022, at least for the foreseeable future. It's also been very nice. The virtual aspect, of course, is not the same, obviously, as in person. However, one of the nice things is that it allows us to, have the different areas participate. Whereas if we were doing in person for the smaller events, would just really be regional and not get the cross connection in other areas. So we're happy to keep it virtual for now, and as conditions permit, We'll start to look, you know, when it's appropriate to maybe do some smaller things more locally. But for now, we have some stuff coming up. I know next month we have a set speaker, Ivy Carter from Penrose, to talk about working in this industry, which tends to be male dominated. So we're going to talk about some of those issues. And then we have a few different topics in the works for the next few months. We're just pinning down exactly who's going to speak which month. And so, yeah, and we're always, I will say, we're always looking forward and open to any ideas that the members might have of topics that you'd like to hear about, suggestions for speakers, or even if you would yourself like to share a little bit of your expertise and be a speaker. It's very easy. It's about 15 to 30 minutes, whatever you want to make it. You know, you can have the whole hour or you can have part of it. And, you know, we can do a question and answer. So in any event, it's real flexible. And it's just a nice way if you have something that you're working on or an area that you want to share. We would be happy to schedule you in. So I think that's it. I mean, I will say that there was the conference at the end of December, the Homes Within Reach. We didn't have a particular event, but I know some of our members did venture out that way. So things are, at least they were getting to have a personal element to it. But we'll keep our eye on that and, you know, as we move forward. So that's what I have.
Thanks, Penny. Megan, I see you want to kind of tell us about the communications committee
Sure.
for
Hi, everyone.
2021 and going forward.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So the communications committee, we had our WIFPA Wednesdays, which is the first Wednesday of the month, which is an opportunity for a member of WIFPA to moderate and just an opportunity for everybody to kind of casually get together. And there's no real set agenda other than what people may propose to discuss. But it's a great way to just connect with folks, hear what's going on throughout the industry in different forums. So we will continue to do that into 2022. We also posted articles throughout 2021, mostly a future WIFPA member here as well. So sorry if you hear her kind of jabbering in the background. But we are responsible as well for posting articles onto our website, and we saw and made a shift into 2021 to post more so member spotlights. We used to post kind of something monthly. We saw that, you know, the more hits were coming from where we focus on our members and highlighted their careers. Sorry. So we plan to do that into 2022, but we do want to, you know, post a feature, something like some of the major month celebrations like Women's Month or things like that. So I'm trying to think anything else on the communications committee. We will continue to post. Some folks send us job descriptions for their folks they're hiring. That's been a really great resource. We'll continue to do that. So if anybody has an industry related job you'd like for us to post, please send it to me, and we'll be sure to get that posted on our website as a great way to spread that out to the network. I believe that's it for communications, but yeah, we're looking forward to continuing on in 2022.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, Megan. You're the master at multitasking. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. And then that kind of wraps up our committee updates. Karen and I wanted to take this time and just to provide a toast to Rada and Blanca. They have been serving on the executive committee since the inception. They were part of the original crew of women who founded this organization, and we wouldn't be here without their strong leadership. So we just wanted to take an opportunity and really extend our deep gratitude to them for their vision at the beginning of this, founding it and taking their time and energy to organize us and get us going. And just our deepest thanks, Rada and Blanca.
Yay.
Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. And she's not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
Right.
They're just
Nope.
stepping
Yeah.
off to the
No,
exec committee.
We're here.
Right. Chris transitioned, but we won't let her leave either. So
No.
and
I think we all term out at the end of this year though, so we won't full members, not steering committee people.
Right.
So with that, Karen, do you have anything else to add before we kick it over to the events to kick us off with the icebreakers?
Maybe, I guess in their icebreakers, we can introduce the new steering committee members a little bit more. Jada and Elaine were on when we did announcements of their joining the steering committee, but if we roll into the icebreakers, maybe we can expand on their information in that point. So, but thank you everybody for joining. I'm looking forward to 2022. Hopefully at some point in the year, we can actually see each other again and be in a room. We were getting close. We really were. I was so optimistic. But so hopefully soon, sometime summer, fall, whatever, we could see each other and have a drink live. So but it's still good to see everyone virtually on the screen.
Thanks, Karen. So I'm Jenny Cooper. Sorry I dialed in late. I was literally in 3 meetings at 4 o'clock, so that was fun. But I'm a member of the events committee, and you all probably know I'm now the treasurer for WIFPA. So what we thought we would do here is just introduce the new steering committee members and the new exec committee members, being myself and Jackie. So we're gonna do a little round robin, tell everybody a bit about ourselves. And then I'm gonna talk to Jackie and Serene and kind of do some fun icebreakers. And then Elaine and Katya, who've been working on this with me, are gonna work with the other 4 newbies. So again, I'm Jenny Cooper. I'm a relationship manager for the Community Development Group at PNC. I cover Western Pennsylvania and Morgantown, West Virginia. I live in the South Hills of Pittsburgh, and I have a 10-year-old daughter. So that's a little bit about me. And I'm gonna just pass it on. Elaine, you're right below me on my screen, so I'm gonna ask you to introduce yourself.
Sure, and I didn't know you moved to the South Hills. I still expect to see you in Lawrenceville. Well, now I know.
I still expect to walk out my front door and down to Butler Street. It just isn't happening anymore.
Moving out of the city. So anyway, hi all. We just had a little Pittsburgh moment there. Doesn't happen that often. Hi everybody. So yeah, my name is Elaine McGill. I am based in Pittsburgh, as you may have inferred. Was that an eye roll? So anyway, I work for an organization called Sinair, which is one of the not-for-profit tax credit syndicators. I help oversee the whole equity side of things. So all the underwriting for equity across 9 states, of which Pennsylvania is one. We don't have a ton of people in Pennsylvania, but we would love to someday. But I've been in the industry for about 15 years. So I've been with Sinair only about half a year, but before that I was with a company called TKM, doing more kind of consulting, really in the asset management side of things. So if anyone ever wants to talk about asset management, more than happy to. And then before that I was at a for-profit syndicator for a little bit. And then before that I had been kind of more on the services side of housing. So also if anyone ever wants to talk about services and quantifying impact of actually providing services and like what is worth the money and all that stuff. Anyway, lots of soapboxes on that. But yeah, I've been involved with since I moved to Pittsburgh about 3.5 years ago. Yeah, and have had a wonderful time. Should I throw it to Katya?
Jada, actually.
Jada, I'm so sorry, Jada.
That's okay.
Hi, I'm Jada Greenhow. I work for the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. I'm based in Harrisburg, but I did go to undergrad and law school in Pittsburgh. So go Pitt. I went to University of Pittsburgh. I've worked for PHFA for almost 8 years, but I really started working on the multifamily side, I would say about 2.5 years ago. Prior to that, I really focused on our single family side and some of our secondary mortgage programs. And I was more in the regulatory space, litigation space, bankruptcy space, pretty multifaceted. And I started working in multifamily, like I said, about 2.5 years ago. I am new to WIFPA. I'm very excited to be a part of it. I'm looking forward to engaging and getting to know all of you. That's it. Unless you have any questions.
Oh, we're going to pepper you with questions very shortly.
Okay.
Who else do I see on my screen? Serene?
Sorry.
Hi. That's okay.
I took a break to eat my lunch / dinner.
I
Sorry.
don't blame you. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
Yeah, just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. As I mentioned, I'm Serene Tucker. I have been working in the affordable realm for probably about 4.5 years now. I started out my practice. I'm a real estate attorney. That I describe myself as a real estate attorney that just likes affordable housing. I started out doing zoning and land use in a firm in Norristown, and I really enjoyed that. But I also really like transactional work. So I moved to DC for 4 years and started working as basically HUD counsel for housing authorities and LIHTC counsel for developers that want to develop affordable housing. Our clients were throughout the country. So I was based in DC, but I had clients as far as Texas. And I recently moved back to Pennsylvania, the Delaware Valley, and I'm at Ballard now. I have previously had an interest in like tax assessment appeals and other tax related matters within Philadelphia. And I did like a panel. Chris talked me into doing a panel when I was a baby lawyer.
Just talk people into a lot of stuff sometimes.
She talked me into joining the group. So yeah, she so I, so that's where like I feel like my strongest interest was when I first started practicing. So now I just bring all that into now my representation of clients in the transactional side of things. And I've been practicing now a total of, I've been barred, I think this year makes 10 years, 11 years. So I'm no longer a baby lawyer, but this is a new industry for me because I've only been in it for about 4.5 years.
Thank you so much, Serene. I appreciate that. Jackie, lay it on us.
Okay. Hello, I'm Jackie. I am the new President and Executive Director of Maple Corporation. Thank you. We are we are owner's representative with regard to affordable housing, renovation, or construction. Maple, because a lot of people say, well, I never heard of Maple. Well, actually, most people have not, because Maple was a part of PCCA, which was Philadelphia Council for Community Advancement. That's a mouthful, which has been around since 1964 in the housing advocacy, housing counseling, et cetera. And Maple was the property management arm. So back in 2016, we separated from PCCA, became a standalone, focusing on what we do now. So we're relatively new in this genre. As some people, like I sat down with Chris and had a conversation, like, where am I going with this? And I think I finally figured it out. I finally figured out what I do. Let me see what else is there. My background is all around money. Started in banking, started in mortgages rather. And I worked at Wells Fargo Home Mortgage before they had banking here, back when they were only on the West Coast with the Stagecoach. So I did mortgages for a long time, then I did banking for a long time, and then I did wealth management. But my focus mentally has always been, and spiritually has always been around affordable housing and making sure people get into homes. So I have done a ton of volunteer work around financial literacy, radio shows, seminars, conferences. Everything has always been around making sure people could get into homes and remain stable in their homes, because it's not about how much you can afford. It's really about how much you should. So a lot of people, I'm sorry, I'll get off my soapbox right now. And I was a volunteer board member at PCCA and then on Maple, and then when the president decided he wanted to retire, he asked me if I wanted to come on board, and I did. And I can tell you right now, this is where my soul belongs. I know it, and thank God I can get paid to do it now. So joined WISPA at the Homes Within Reach. Serene, you mentioned that. At the Homes Within Reach, that's where I was recruited. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've made such wonderful friends. I've met such wonderful women. And again, in this business, you don't see, like you said, Serene, it's an old boys group, but I see it changing now a lot. So I've talked too much. Karen, who's
love you
next?
for it.
Oh, wait, Jenny, who's next?
Oh, you can ask anybody. No, actually, Jessica is not with us yet. Jessica Smith, or Jessica Perry, she dropped the Smith, is with PHFA. And she's going to be joining us as a new steering committee member, but she did have a conflict, so she's going to be dialing in late.
Okay. I actually want you to do it, Jenny, because both of us are new members of the executive committee. So now I'm passing it to you.
Well, I mean, okay, so I gave the brief bio, relationship manager, I live in Pittsburgh. But what I didn't say was I did get involved with gosh, probably, Elaine, you said it had been 3 years for you, so probably 3 years and 2 months for me. And I owe it to Allison and Michelle for bringing me into this. And I'm really excited to be a part of it. Again, I work at a bank. I work at a very, very big bank. You want to talk about a boys club? I get it. The one thing I found that is very refreshing is the fact that I never have to identify myself on a conference call when I'm working on a project, because I'm the girl. So it's pretty easy for everybody to realize who's talking when it's me. But, to your point, Jackie, it has been such a pleasure to get to know more women in this industry, more women, period. But it's just great to see what we're doing and what we're accomplishing. And I love that you said that your heart's always been in this, because I too started really in a branch management position and was probably on the corporate wealth path, and it was not for me. The first community center I got my hands on, I was all about it. So I really fell into this field and couldn't be happier to be here. So with that, I mean, I'm going to keep an eye out, and when Jess dials in, we'll definitely give her the opportunity to introduce herself. I've actually known Jessica for a number of years. She and I used to work together at the Urban Redevelopment Authority. We are super lucky to have her on this committee, so she's going to be a great addition. So we kind of broke it down, when we thought about how to present this icebreaker, get to know you portion, and kind of came up with, I was going to talk to Jackie and Serene, Elaine and Katya were then going to, talk with a couple of other members. I actually think, just so everybody can get in on this, ladies, Elaine, Katya, let me know how you feel about this, but maybe I'll throw out a couple of questions. Our newbies will answer first, and then we'll open it up to everybody else. And then I'll pass it on to you to ask a couple of questions. Is that cool? Yeah? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to start at the top of the list. Now, to everybody else on the call, I did cheat and send these questions to our new members in advance, just so everybody wasn't completely caught off guard by my insanity. But one of my favorite questions, one of my favorite things to know is, what are 3 items that are always in your fridge? And being a newbie, I will start. Without a doubt, there is always beer in my fridge. My husband and I are huge beer people. We love breweries, IPAs, lagers, anything. We've got quite the selection. Olives. I love olives. They have to be in my fridge at all times. Black, green, stuffed, I don't care. And ketchup, because I have a 10-year-old daughter. So those 3 things are always in my fridge. Jackie, I'm looking right at you. So what 3 things are always in your fridge?
I do a lot of baking on the weekends, because I do a lot of, every Sunday we have family dinner. So I would say it's probably almond milk, because I have vegans in the family. I have someone who's gluten sensitive in the family. And then my kids are just carnivores, not even omnivores. So I have that. I have butter, but for the baking and sometimes for the cooking. And what do I always have? Oh, and oh my God, it's called Balance. New Balance, whatever. No, that's a sneaker. Hello. I have adult
Keep
kids
my
too.
sneakers in the closet, but whatever.
Oh my God. It's a vegan butter. So
Earth Balance.
Thank you, Megan. See, I could tell you got kids that, well, I heard the baby, but it's New Balance, butter, and almond milk. Always in my fridge. Never goes
All
bad.
right. All right, Elaine, what 3 things do you always have?
Also ketchup. I think we're solidly ketchup people. I think probably also margarine. You know, like our fridge is kind of boring. We always have cucumbers because it's like the one vegetable that my children will actually eat. So
there you go.
Always
I
cucumbers.
got lucky there. Anna's got to have ketchup with everything, but she will eat pretty much whatever you put in front of her. So
That's good.
I got lucky on that one. Jada,
do a
what
lot
do
of
you got?
pasta.
So I always have blackberries for my oatmeal, almond milk for my oatmeal, but my favorite food is bacon, and I always have bacon. So those would be the 3 things.
So do you practice here in Pittsburgh? Can I come over?
No,
for
I'm in
breakfast?
Harrisburg. I'm in
So
Harrisburg.
close. I was totally gonna pop over for breakfast tomorrow, but that's okay.
Well, if you're ever in Harrisburg, look me up. I'll make you some oatmeal with a side of bacon.
That sounds like heaven. Serene, what do you got?
Similar to others, my fridge isn't too exciting. I'm with my dad, so I have more stuff in my fridge now than I would have than I had 6 months ago. I would say Earth Balance is a staple because I get migraines, so I can't use like real butter. Strawberries, because my father thinks I'm 6 and he thinks I should have fruit. So I always have strawberries, and almond milk because I'm non-dairy, so that's a staple for me also.
I just wrote down Earth Balance. I mean, obviously it's something I need to check out. Okay, anybody else? Any other members want to chime in here? Anything that you haven't heard that you always have in your fridge that you feel we need to know about?
I just want to say I'm so in love with all of the non-butter choices. If you guys haven't tried the Miyokos, it's cashew butter. It is so good, the vegan butter. Expensive, but so worth it. It's delicious.
Butter substitutes. I'm all about it, man. Anybody else?
I can chime in.
Yeah.
I
What do
would
you
say
got?
probably always eggs. I also like to bake, Jackie, but recently, but just been eating eggs more than baking them. And then salsa and tortillas. I think those are the 3 things that are consistently in our fridge, but we rotate through a lot of foods. Both my husband and I like to cook, so it changes a lot. Those 3 will always be there.
Oh, that is so awesome.
And sometimes we use them together for breakfast tacos.
Oh yeah, breakfast is my favorite dinner. Okay, one more here. Let's see. What was your favorite TV show growing up? Jada, I'll start with you.
Sure. I don't know if anyone remembers TGIF. It came on every Friday night in the 90s, but there was a show on there called Family Matters with Steve Urkel that I waited for Friday for that show to come when. I loved it. So that's definitely up there.
That is such a great show. And the funny thing, Urkel is now on my daughter's favorite show. It's called Family Reunion.
Really?
Yes. He's buff. It's odd, but it's a really cute show too. I think it's Tia Mowry is in it. And
okay.
If anybody has kids, again, my daughter's 10, just to set the expectation for what you're in for, but it's a really, really cute show. Serene, how about you? What was your favorite show growing up?
Growing up, what was my favorite show? I would probably say, that's a tough one. I've been thinking about it and I can't.
You want me to come
I-
back to you?
Yeah, I feel like I was young like forever ago.
I feel that, yeah. I know what you mean.
Come
All right,
back
you
to me.
think
I'll
on
think
it.
about it.
You think on it. Jackie, how about you?
Okay. Okay, so this is gonna sound really weird, but I didn't watch a lot of TV growing up because I was an avid reader. I started reading, my mom said, almost out of the womb. So I've been, I would choose, a book over everything else. So I don't really have TV shows. The only thing I really remember is The Cosby Show. Because I just wanted to be one of them damn kids. Excuse my language, but that's where I was. But other than that, I started reading, and I think I read every Hallmark book, because we got to have our love, and every Isaac Asimov. If anybody knows him, or Robert Heinlein, which is all sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me. So
I'm an avid reader too. I still choose to read rather than watch TV. So
there you go.
Elaine?
Yes, and I probably have to drop off in about 5 minutes, but this is like super niche, but if anybody watched MTV in the 90s, a lot of MTV, they had a show called The State, which was like a sketch comedy show. Was super weird. Like I would not let my kids watch it, to be honest. But like anyway, it was, yeah, we loved it then.
Well, hey, you were weird. How about this? What's that?
I was saying I gotta look that up because you said it was super
I know,
weird.
right? The State.
It was like I would guess, I have not watched it in however many years, but like something tells me a lot of the stuff did not age well and like probably would be really problematic viewed through a current lens. Just guessing, but yeah.
Good to know.
90s.
Good to know.
It's a weird time.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I think mine's probably, I always felt it was the oddest. My favorite show growing up was MASH, because it was a show that my dad really enjoyed. And so it was the time when he kind of, decompressed for the evening. And I got a little Ken time, I got to hang out with my pops. So I don't think it was necessarily the content of the show, but that always sticks with me. And I still love that show. So I was an odd child. Serene, did you come up with anything? Did we inspire you?
You did. So blame my job. I can't remember anything, so I remember it now. I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. My favorite show was Rugrats. And even though I wasn't a child when they came out, I've always loved cartoons. And I watched every episode of Rugrats. As soon as I came home, I watched Rugrats. Middle school, high school. I filmed it in reruns. So that I would say as a child, that was my favorite show.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Elaine, listen, since you have to drop, why don't you take the lead here? And get to know us.
I know there's a bunch of people who haven't talked yet, so I'd be super curious to hear like a couple of their either what's in your fridge or favorite show or anything. To call some at me, I'll throw it to Penny.
Oh, well, my fridge is also not exciting, but I feel like I might be the only non-alternative, non-dairy, because we have a lot of cheese. We have a lot of cheese and we have actual butter. No substitutes, but we do have almond milk. I don't drink it, but we do have almond milk. And a lot of eggs, hard-boiled and regular. And I think I'm a lot older than the people that are on this call for shows, because mine go back so far. But when I was not a kid, but younger, I mean, I was a big Seinfeld fan back in those days. But I really remember growing up being a big Love Boat fan and Fantasy Island, which is probably predates all of you. But that's what I do remember.
Oh, right. I do. Penny the Love Boat. I used to love that.
I did. I remember just waiting for Saturday nights to watch The Love Boat when I was young. But
Captain Soothing, I remember. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's been forever ago, but now that you say that, I remember it like it was not that long ago.
Yeah.
Should I call, I'll like throw one more person. Michelle, I don't think we've heard from you. Do you want to tell us what's in your fridge or what you watch or both?
Okay, we'll kind of go for a combination here. First of all, ketchup doesn't have to be in your fridge. So when you have the little ones like I do that eat it on everything, if you read the bottle, it says it's shelf stable and you can put it in the cabinet. So since we have the giant Sam's Club version, I keep it in the cabinet and don't let it take up refrigerator space. On shows, I don't know. I don't know that I remember anything except for the fact that my daughter rediscovered Knight Rider on Netflix. And I remember watching Knight Rider as a kid and thinking that was really awesome. So I don't know if that was my favorite show, but we also rewatch. I don't know if anyone's seen Rob Lowe's special about the 80s. If you were more of a late 70s, early 80s, child that I was. It's great for like the going down memory lane and all the stuff you forgot about. And then I'm the oldest, I have younger brothers, so I was shocked at how many of the like cartoons like He-Man and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where I wasn't the right age for those, but my brothers watched them religiously and I actually remembered like all the theme songs and the characters' names, and it was kind of shocking. So there you go, Elaine.
Adorable. On that note, I'm going to bid everyone adieu, but I love that. Yes, I love that we had like 80s and 90s time. This was great. But it was good for me.
Thank you. Katya, do you want to take the lead and ask a couple of questions?
Sure. I think, okay, so one of my favorite questions, I'm going to be selfish about this and ask. So what's the next place on your travel bucket list? And let's see, I've got to figure out how to kick this to people. So I'm on my phone and it's not as easy to see everyone and who's still on. But what about...
Do you want me to round robin it since you can't?
Yeah,
see
if you
who's-
don't mind, that might be helpful because I think Jackie, oh no, Jackie's still on. Oh, sorry. I didn't see
Jackie's
it.
here, Serene is here, I am here.
Okay. And then I'm going to send it to someone. How about I just forgot the question? I'm so sorry.
It's your travel bucket list. Next place.
Thank you, Lord help me. This is what happens when you're like multitasking and then you in your head, I'm thinking about all the emails I have to return. Italy. So when I got married, I'm recently married, I got married in 2019. God, time is speeding by. August, we were going to go to Italy, but a lot of stuff happened, so we didn't go. And then we were going to go in 2020. Don't have to say a word. We all know what happened then, 2021. And so we are getting over to Italy at some point for our honeymoon. So that's on our bucket list for my next place where I'm going to travel. I want to ask, who haven't we heard from? These are people who are on, but may not be on camera. And forgive me if I mess up your name, Toki Redder. Toki Redder, are you still with us? Hi.
Yeah, I just joined because I was stuck on a design review.
Ah.
For design kickoff.
Oh, it's perfect then. And you just joined us. So what's on your bucket list, your travel bucket list next?
Well, I was in the process of scheduling a trip to Japan. It was a culinary tour back in February of 2020. And we called the tour company and we're like, hey, this COVID thing, do you think it's going to be a problem? And they're like, no. So we didn't put down the deposit, but they held it for like a week. And after that week passed, it was pretty clear that we couldn't go. So yeah, I think next year I would like to go to Japan. This year I'd like to see my parents. I haven't seen them in 2 years. They live in Germany. So those are the next 2 trips on my bucket list. Did everyone go already? Or I just joined. So
nope, just pick someone.
Okay. How about you, Penny?
Gosh, I have one, I don't have anything planned. We've been really local and careful and not doing much, but I do have a kind of a conundrum because I'm supposed to go in a couple weeks I'm on in the ABA, there's a forum on affordable housing, and I'm on the governing committee. This is sort of my first year of my term. And the governing committee used to, usually meets in person a few times a year. They had called that off last year. This is the first time they're meeting in the beginning of February in Palm Springs, California. And I just can't bring myself, I just can't make a decision about whether I should go or not go. I want to go, but it seems like an awful long way to go and a little bit too dangerous to go for just a couple of days of like, a conference, of a meeting. So they introduced a virtual option. So I'm thinking I'll probably do that, but it's just in the back of my mind, like whether I should do it or not do it. I don't know. I think it's a combination of COVID and just travel in general just seems like overwhelming. And there's no direct flight. It's only a connection and it's February, so there could be weather. So I have a million reasons why I should probably just stay home, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So have to get past that before I can actually think about anything else. How about you? Oh, Chris always has something fun planned and probably has a lot on hold. Anything that you've rescheduled?
Well, not in COVID, it hasn't been that way, but I am actually booking, my husband's mom is in France and we have not seen her for 3 years. So May of 2019. So we always have butter in the fridge because he's French. And I'm just booking for April. Air France is running fully refundable tickets if you book between March and travel before June 30th. So I'm booking everything only if it's fully refundable because we have no idea, but we missed the window last year. We were going to go in September and it was already not feeling right by then. So I'm a little bit worried about getting into the country and out, and we're supposed to go to Spain while we're up there too. So for the community. Oh, I'm supposed to kick it to somebody else. I'm sorry. Karen, where are you going to go?
Well, a lot of people already know this, but my daughter just left Monday to go to Italy, Milan. So she's in Milan right now. So that will be my next trip. And for Mother's Day week and her 21st birthday week, I'm going to venture and go to Milan and see and visit her and then bring her back because she needs an extra suitcase because she took way too much with her and she can't get it all back home. So, so fingers crossed, everything will be fine. I'll get there, but the traveling is headache. You got to get the COVID test. It has to be exactly the right time frame. You got to submit it. It takes 20 extra more time to get through, the check-in to get it. And it was an interesting flight, but direct flights were the way to go. So if you can get direct to anywhere, that's probably easier than connections, but so that'll be my next trip. But my dream trip would be to get to Greece. I want to go to Athens. Maybe Rada, what about you?
I love that your dream trip is Greece, but you're going to Milan. Like, both are fabulous. I love this question because, none of us are really traveling right now, and my answer is not that exciting. But we were supposed to go to Poconos over New Year's, and we got COVID, and we had to cancel. So we've rescheduled for January 28th. So that's my exciting trip coming up. It's just a drive away, and my kids are young, but they really want to ski and snow tube. So that's as exciting as my life's getting right now.
That's pretty exciting considering we haven't been able to do anything for so long.
Exactly. Tammy.
Hey, thanks. So I actually have a trip scheduled for March to go to Hawaii. It was a trip that was postponed from 2020. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can still do it. So I'm excited about that. It's a trip with my mom and my sister. So even better, no kids or husband to worry about. So a true relaxing one. Super looking forward to that. Angela, there. Would you like to share?
Sure. So I have a trip planned with some of my rugby teammates from university and some other friends to Palm Springs over President's Day weekend. So we're fingers crossed that we're past Omicron. And then my sister is turning 40 this year and wants to go to Kenya for her birthday. So if we are able to travel, we're going to go to Masai Mara, go to the Giraffe Center in Nairobi, and do that. And I will kick it to Laura.
Hi, everyone. I'm driving home, so I haven't had the camera on. I mean, bucket list trip, if we're like really something I'd love to do, I'd love to go to Iceland, or I'd love to go to Croatia. Real travel, we're going to Disney World in April. I have little kids, so my in-laws are Disney people, so we're taking the crew to Florida in the spring. But if the world is available, I'd go to Iceland or the coast of Croatia. So I'm also on my phone, so I can't see who's on here if somebody else wants to pick the next person.
I was just going to jump in for you, Laura, figuring you didn't
Thanks.
have access to that.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. So travel I have to do, I have to go to Houston at the end of February for work. It'll be kind of nice. I've got some family there, so maybe a little bit of opportunity there. But we are in the very, very, very early stages of planning a trip to Turks and Caicos. So that is absolutely on my bucket list. My husband, I really wanted to get married there, but you have to jump through a lot fewer hoops to get married in the Dominican Republic. So I went for the easy path. I didn't want to mess around. But yeah, really excited about that, and looking to do that over spring break next year. So, Michelle.
I don't know. I don't know where I want to go. My daughter wants to go to Hawaii or Japan. She just keeps telling me those two over and over again. Like if she says it enough, it's going to happen. I got married in Hawaii, so I've been there before. We thought we'd go back for our 15th anniversary, which happened during COVID time. So we didn't go back. So maybe that's a good option, but I don't know. I feel like you should try something new, not go back to where you were from. Oh, sorry.
Katya, I don't think, no, it's okay. I think Katya is the only one left, and I don't think she's answered her own question.
So I
put you on the spot.
I just got back from my dream trip about 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago now. We went on our honeymoon, a delayed honeymoon, Jackie, not as delayed as long as yours, but we did Patagonia down in Chile and Argentina. And it was so much fun. It was amazing. It's a place that both of us had always wanted to get to. And we wanted to take a lot of time. So we felt like using our honeymoon as an excuse got us that time off work. I will say it was by no means as fun as it was by no means relaxing or easy. And we also came back with a nice souvenir of COVID. So thankfully we're both fine. And now that we've had it, we're planning trips to ski, to visit friends and ski in Tahoe and friends in Montana. So yeah, that's so I think my bucket list would have been Patagonia, but also have some good things to look forward to. Is that really? Did everyone go?
No, you know what? Actually, I spoke too soon. I don't think Jada or Serene has answered this one. So Jada, I'll start with you. Bucket list trip.
So bucket list trip, I'm like Karen, I would love to go to Greece, Athens and Santorini, or a 2-week tour of Italy. I'd go for that too. I think for my next trip, it'll be New Orleans to visit friends if COVID allows.
Good luck. I love that city.
Thank you. I've never been. I really want to go. I've wanted to go for the past several years and haven't been able to make it down there for obvious reasons, but hopefully this summer is the summer.
Well, when you get there, check out the Avenue Public House. They are literally open 24/7, 365, except Christmas Day.
Will do.
It's insane. Serene, how about you?
Sorry, I can't seem to find the mute button every time. So my dream trip is more than one place. So I went to 2019, I went on a Mediterranean cruise, and one of our stops was Rome, and we only got to spend a day there. And I'm obsessed, seems typical, as a real estate attorney, I'm obsessed with architecture. So like, I love all of the old ruins, and there were so many things I didn't get to see. And then of course the shopping, because you get designer bags for like $300-400 cheaper. So it was like, oh, I get 2 for 1. I get culture and my shallow side gets satisfied. So I want to do like a trip that goes to Greece, to Paris, to Rome, like 2 weeks if possible, and just like travel, like stay a few days in each country, and travel, throughout that time. I prepared like a fake itinerary before COVID, and they actually, like, I think Expedia like even helps you with it. And it's like, it tells you how to do like the trains and everything to get to different places. So that's my dream trip. I don't know when it'll happen, but it's on
You're
my
ready,
list.
but you got the itinerary. I say just book it. That's awesome. That did take us right to 5:30. That was a lot of fun, I think. I hope you guys did too. But again, to those of you, us that are new, we try to get together at least once a month, just see each other's faces and catch up. We try to have something of content to offer. But sometimes it's what we call Third Thursday Light, and this is it. It's just a little bit of fun, a little bit of get to know you. And I actually found it extremely useful because, being in Pittsburgh, first of all, we don't have as large of a membership contingent as the rest of the state. But I selfishly, COVID's been really good for me with this group, just because I'm getting more FaceTime with you all, and it's invaluable. So thank you so much for participating, especially everybody that we totally put on the spot with everything.
And Jenny, can I put a plug in for WIFPA Wednesdays too?
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks. So WIFPA Wednesday, it's the first Wednesday of every month at 12 p.m. to 12:30. It's just a quick virtual networking opportunity via Zoom. So if there's a topic you want to talk about, to try to pick colleagues' brains about stuff, like if you heard anything, what's happening with this, if you run into, this situation before, it's just a great opportunity to exchange ideas, and also just another opportunity to connect virtually. So keep an eye out for that. That email goes out usually a week before, so to sign with the link. There's a survey that goes out just so we can gauge who's going to attend and any specific topics of interest. And if you're interested in moderating one of those, reach out to us, because there's spots to moderate that as well. Did I do that right, Michelle? Did I miss anything? Michelle is the brains behind that. She started that idea for us, which has been awesome the last couple of years. All right, that's all I have.
It's great to see you all.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Have a great 22.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.